Wah. No, Coffee, please stop barking. Well, you guys probably can't hear that, but he's rather loud. Unfortunately, um, not much I can do about it right now. Is he's looking for snackies, but we already gave him plenty of snackies. But hello, welcome in. This is Fiercestbard. I am drawing today. I'm gonna be continuing this artwork of Zentreya that I've been working on. Though I have to make a lot of edits to it because I wanted to basically frame it a little bit better. And then on top of framing it a little bit better, I also need to change up some proportions somewhere and fix up the pose somewhat. So actually, I need to add quite a bit here. So we're just gonna work on that today. I might end up actually changing the booba quite a bit here. So, you know, like, that will be because I think that I misjudged the length of her chest a little bit because it almost looks like there's not enough space for where her ribs should be. So I need to pull them up a little bit more. So we'll figure that out in a second, but let me add to the bottom here. Coffee, no. Dog, no. So dog is being very, very loud right now, barking at the outer world. Because they dared to allow other dogs to walk across the street. I was trying to get him to calm down a little bit, but he doesn't seem to want to, so, you know. Avi, what are you doing, huh? Why are you pawing at that? He's pawing at some stuff in a corner, thinking that he could probably get through, so that he can bark at people in the outer world right now. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys had a really great week thus far. I was watching the Sony State of Play before just now. It was on, and there were quite a few announcements for some games and stuff like that. Nothing too exciting for me. Maybe the new Castlevania, but I kind of missed it. I kind of missed the actual gameplay portion of that. So, but yeah, you know, we shall see. Coffee, you're being too loud. You know that? You're being too loud. Because again, you know, like, I have NVIDIA broadcast on, so you guys might not be able to hear him, but he's probably disturbing others. He's probably disturbing others, unfortunately. Let me see what else I can do in a minute, but let me just get this these lines in, and then we shall see. Because the thing is, like, you know, like with Coffee, he's very demanding of treats, and then that will occupy his time. But unfortunately today he's gotten a lot of treats already, so it's like, hey, you've already got your treats. You already got your treats. We can't give you more treats, otherwise you're gonna be a large boy, but you should be a small boy. Yeah, he can be very loud and persistent with that loudness. Like, the crazy part about Coffee sometimes is that he will continue to bark no matter what, after a while and stuff like that, right? So he will be more persistent than you are and stuff like that. So I'm trying to like, you know, get him to understand that just because you're barking all the time doesn't mean that you get a treat every single time you bark and stuff like that, right? So at least I'm trying to get him to understand that concept, but we'll see if he truly gets that ideology in his head, but I doubt it. Again, he's very persistent. He's incredibly persistent when it comes to that. Like he will continue to bark even should you ignore and stuff like that, right? So, and it's not always good to ignore, your pets barking at you, right? Like, um but let me just get through this, and then we shall see. We shall see what it is the boy desires in this case. But again, there's no treats for you. There's no treats for you because you've already had plenty of treats today. So no treats. But what we gotta have here is a better angle for this thing. This is the belt buckle. Yeah, we're trying to draw Zentreya in her Kamen Rider inspired outfit now, so let's see. Let's see if we can do this. And then either side of her belt is like a device. Oh, okay. I see how it is done. Coffee, you're being too noisy. Coffee. Coffee, you're being too loud. Oops. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that's like that, and then yeah, he's literally staring at me and barking at me to try to get me to give him a treat. I'm resisting right now. I need to resist. He's really cute, but he's already had so many treats today. Coffee. Okay. Let me get this here. Okay, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab our boy and bring him over here because he's being too noisy. You're being too noisy. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. He wanted me to chase him for a little bit, so I chased my boy a little bit. But now he is here. He is here in the seat of luxury, the lap of luxury. There we go. Yeah, and it's mostly because again, I needed to I needed to he's always trying to get a treat from us and stuff like that in any way in any way possible, and like one of the things that he will do, like unfortunately because he's kind of spoiled, is he will bark incessantly for like hours on end until he gets the thing that he wants, and the only way to combat that is to just kind of not not give in. But he definitely has more willpower than the average person. I will tell you that. So, but you know, when there are no treats to be had, there are plenty of pats, head pats. I offer you that. I offer you that, Coffee. Oh, whoops. Wrong tool? What? Yeah, I'm building out the HENSHIN driver right now. Here. Let's see. But yeah, hopefully you all are doing well today. Awesome day for announcements and stuff like that. I just saw part of the PlayStation State of Play thing, and then on top of that, there's also the announcements from Hasbro. As some of you might know, I'm a huge collector of Transformers, and they showed off some new product for the year, so I'm very happy about that right now as well. So, you know, oh, our little boy got away. Our little boy got away from me. That's okay. He's okay. He's taking a seat over where he normally sleeps. So okay, it looks like he knows. It looks like he knows that I am not gonna cave. This time I am not gonna cave. Okay. There we go. But yeah, I'm hoping to get some of the line work done today, or at least most of it, I should say. Not some of, most of the line art done today, so that I can start doing colors. Because that would be pretty neat. That would be pretty neat to have done. Okay. Well, actually, let me Make that a little bit different than how I did it. Wow. Yeah, and I might be a little bit more quiet during this stream because I also have to figure out how to pose the arms. I have an idea for what I want to do, but it's a very hard pose because it's gonna require me to foreshorten the arm quite a bit and also draw a pointing finger. And for anybody that's ever tried to draw a pointing finger towards the screen, I think you all know how hard that is. I've never successfully done it in some of my past artwork. So we'll see if I can pull it off here. I'm gonna bet I can. I'm gonna bet on myself, and I'm gonna say that I can. But we shall see. Okay, I gotta check the settings for this because I almost feel like for whatever reason, it's like there's no resources allocated for Clip Studio anymore. And I did put in 70% of RAM to Clip Studio, so it shouldn't be like that, but it feels like it lags every now and then and stuff like that, and I don't know what's going on. Oops. And it sounds like our boy is calm now. So that's good. That's always good. You know, sometimes he can be really loud, but, you know, that's what you sign up for. Okay, now we need to draw the lever here. Okay. Then we draw the inner circle. And then Oops. Erase some parts that I need, actually. Okay, I probably should have drawn it more like the way I'm drawing this side's version of it over here. So, huh. Yeah, I probably should have done it more three-dimensional looking like the other side. Eh. I gotta redraw it again on the one side, unfortunately. And also, it should be much higher up. Okay, this part needs to be more rounded. Oh, I gotta get rid of all of this. Okay, that is totally the wrong shape. Oh, jeez. Damn, it's too big on this side, but then it's like... But then when I do that to make it smaller, it looks not... Mm-mm. Okay, time for transform. Okay. Alright, it looks like we're getting somewhere with this, finally. Jeez. Yeah, mechanical stuff, and armors and stuff like that. It's never been a strength of mine in terms of arting. Um, I do have to get better at it, but I will fully admit that it is not something that I have worked tirelessly on. Undo, come on. Jeez. Like, I really should probably be using some of the tools that are available in Clip Studio to do this. Like, maybe the line tool and things like that, but I almost feel like if I use those tools, like, the line art itself is not as, doesn't have as much character to it. I'm trying to avoid that until I actually really seriously need it. Oh, I screwed up. Okay. Okay. These things are causing me such a pain in the ass to draw. Holy crap. And one side is like lower than the other side. It looks kind of lopsided. So this is the pain of artwork sometimes, you know, like sometimes you just gotta redo things. multiple times. Even like even if you are like, I just want to say F it, right? But you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Like, yes, if you don't do it, it's one of those things where it's like, well, who can tell, right? But, you know, somebody can tell. If it's not you who could tell, it's the people who potentially will, you know, go through your portfolio or, you know, prospective individuals who will be your clients and stuff like that. You know, like you always gotta like, you know, put your best foot forward. And it's like I've been saying too with because you're working digital, there's nothing stopping you from actually correcting all these little errors and things like that, right? So just, you know, just check it up. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll be worth it in the end. Except for when your clip studio is like just kind of a stuttery mess and it's not every 3 or 4 undos. I noticed that it goes into this mode where it stops undoing and I don't know why. And then when the undos finally work again, it'll erase like everything that was happening within the last like few minutes. There we go. We're getting back. Oh no. I think... Oh, it's too big. Shit. Hold on, hold on. It's too big. And it's in the wrong area. Jeez. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're getting there finally. Right? Yeah. Again, I should probably be using the tools to draw these lines. Um, but I'm just kind of like, damn it. I'm just gonna do it. It's okay. I didn't even get up to the arms yet. Oh my gosh. I've just been doing this for like, how long has it been? Like maybe an hour now? Oh my gosh, almost. Okay. Okay. Okay, there. There, we got one of them done. No, we didn't get one of them done. Ah, jeez. Yeah, it doesn't look right. Damn. I honestly think today's stream, the only thing we're gonna get right and done is like the belt. That's it at this point. This is taking so much longer than I thought it would. And we haven't even started on the hands and stuff like that. So it's just like, okay, that's very telling of what's going on with today's stream. Yeah, and sometimes it's really hard to justify redoing something over and over until you get it exactly the way you want it. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I put the circle here in a slightly different area than where it is on the actual artwork, but like remeasuring it over and over again, you know what? Like, I think this is okay, this area here. And then we'll just make this part bigger, because it needs to be a lot bigger, so. Yeah, there's a point where trying to get it right over and over again, but becomes like obsessive, and I that's not what I want. Oh, okay, before, you know what? Oh man, this is actually over here. Like this. And then this is extended back here. And then this stuff is not here. Ugh, okay. Okay, maybe I got it right this time. Yeah, I gotta clear my throat a little bit, because I can feel it getting caught up right now, so... And again, I've never been good at mechanical design or armors or anything like that, right? So I think this really does pose like a huge challenge for me. But I think it's okay even if it does, because it's like, well, you've gotta do the things that you're not good at in order to get good at them, right? You can't just keep avoiding them. There, we finally got one in. Holy crap. We really are just gonna be doing the belt today, aren't we? Yeah, and then I saw, speaking of which, I've been playing Nikkei lately, and I saw some certain designs being posted of Honest and Neon. And, like, I'm pretty sure, just like a lot of people, can't wait for those to come out. We'll definitely have to... Because I never drew Rappy Red Hood, but it looks like it's giving me an excuse to do so alongside Neon and Honest, right? So it's like, it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna have to draw those when the time comes. If those are the finalized designs that are coming out for them. Hey, I think I got this. I think I got this. Oops. Yeah, this is the quiet stream. I'm not doing any like all that much talking at all, and I gotta apologize for that. It's because again, this is like much more intense on brain power, because you know a lot of art is problem solving, and that problem solving can be very intense from time to time, even though like it's supposed to be such a soothing hobby for people to partake in. But you know, sometimes when you're really thinking and you're trying to figure something out, you just like really don't have the time to interact with anyone and you know, do that. But I think we got this. Though the other side, the device on the other side might be slightly covered, because I think I'm gonna have her hand over it, because she's preparing to press down on the lever to do either a finisher or you know, change forms and stuff like that. So there. Oh man, that was very mentally draining. I will say that that was kind of crazy how much I had to think there. Holy crap. Okay, now for the middle part. Holy, wow! This is a lot of um. This is surprisingly a whole lot more work than I thought it was gonna be to get this right. But I am happy that we're making progress here. So yeah, and I'm giving the lines here a little bit of um they're not as clean on this thing, but there's supposed to be like scratches and things like this on there, so you know. Okay, and then there's like a circle in the middle, and then it has like the two demon horn type things and a fang. Okay, okay. Got it. No, miss, what's up? Hello. How you doing? Hopefully all's good. I am just trying to draw Zentreya right now, and doing a decent job. Okay, maybe not that decent, but going okay. About to go make dinner. Nice, you know. Always good to make dinner. Okay, so there's like multiple rings on this because then it like makes up the outside of it. Then there's a red jewel here, and then there's like the demon horns and the fangs on it. Well, not demon horns, the dragon horns, I should say. So let's do that. There's so many aspects of this costume of hers that reminds me of so many different Kamen Rider characters and stuff like that, right? Like the dragon theme is almost like Ryuki. The inner suit here is like Fai's, and then there's like parts of it that's like because of the color scheme, I feel like almost as like Momotaro's from Den-O and things like that. Like there's so many like aspects to this that are kind of like reminiscent of other writers. And I think the designer for this particular costume was like a huge fan, clearly, like of Cameron Ryder's stuff. Oh, no. No, 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 that's not what I want. It's more fanned outwards, not less demon style and more fanned out. Jeez, I had to press undo so many times to get it to go. So it's more like something like that. Oh, why is that one so much bigger than the other one? Oh no. You know what? We gotta do it. When I merge it down, it things disappeared. So weird. Okay. And then there's 2 teeth on the bottom. Okay, finally. Holy heck, that took me so freaking long to do. Okay, now we gotta add, like, battle damage marks to this. I feel like we spent all the time tonight doing this belt. Holy heck. Um, which is fine. It's, you know, it's not a big deal that that's what happened, but still, it's like, damn, I wish I could have gotten more stuff done tonight. Okay, so one of the things that I need to do is reposition her upper torso because, um, because I didn't give enough space on this artwork for her, um, her ribcage, basically. Like, that's kind of what it comes down to, right? So I need to reposition this upwards a little bit more and then reshape what I've drawn here already. Just gotta move it little by little, though. Okay, there we go. Then make that line a little bit smoother there. So it looks like I'll be working on the hands offline, I guess. I don't think I have the time to finish doing them, the hands and the arms, today, but we could at least ideate what they're gonna be like, right? Because I needed more space down over there too, because where her booba is, there are like armor plating too, so it's like comes down here like that, and then like that. Okay. And again, I gotta apologize for being so quiet during this stream. This stream took a lot of brain power. Like there are times when you're drawing, like when you're arting and stuff like that, right? Where brain power overtakes everything, and like it's not even a case of like, you know, being able to talk while drawing. It's just when you're so deep in thought and stuff like that, like how is this working, what's the next move here, like does it look right and stuff like that. When you're that deep in thought and in trying to figure something out, like sometimes it's just like not possible to even interact, unfortunately. And it's like I wish it wasn't like that though, but you know. Okay. Okay, so there's those two pieces, and then, like, on the booba, there are two pieces there. So let's begin. Let's at least begin this. Okay, so Okay. Whoa, why is it grabbing that? What the heck? Okay. Okay. All right, that looks about right. So let's give it a shot. Okay. Okay, it's working. It's working. All right. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing? I think we're doing okay. Yeah, I think we can just detail out that armor here, and then we'll be good on that. And then we got to keep moving upwards. I'm going to change where her shoulder is over here because actually, so the pose idea that I had for this right now is that instead of having her arm upwards and stuff like that, because it just like, you know, is just hiding the hands and stuff like that, right? Like I wanted to draw her pointing at the viewer and stuff like that here, right? So like, you know, like this is the first time I'm going to be doing a foreshortened arm that's like pointing towards the camera and stuff like that for an artwork, right? Well, not the first time, but one that's gonna be a very extreme or shortened view of it and stuff like that. And then while she's pointing, I will have her other arm down lower here and then resting on top of the other buckle on her driver here. Well, not buckle, whatever the side pieces are here, because they have the handles. So I'm assuming those are part of either the henshin pose or they're there to trigger her final attack or whatever attacks and stuff like that, right? So I have the other one resting on top of this one, like it's ready to make the attack and stuff like that. The pose is a little bit reminiscent of Double, right? Like Kamen Rider Double when he first arrives on the scene and he asks the bad guy to count their sins, as it were. So it's one of the like, you know, it's one of the ideas that I had. I think I'm gonna go with it and see if that works for this one. I feel like it's probably gonna work here. And it might just be better than her just, you know, with her arms up for no reason and just being like, hey, look at me, I'm being sexy type of thing. So let's see, how are the... Okay. Luckily for me, it looks like the armor is not as crazy detailed as over here on the chest piece, I should say. The chest plate armor is doesn't have that level of detail the actual buckle has, but okay. Why did it erase that? What the heck? Oh, makes me want to have my own henshin suit and henshin belt. I have quite a few of these things actually in my collection in Cappy Town. Actually, though those because of moving and stuff like that, some of it got a little bit um not destroyed, but worse for wear. I think some of it is going to be kind of lost, unfortunately, in the garage. But I did get the Zeo time driver or whatever it's called, the Zeo driver, right? And I had quite a few of the ride watches and stuff like that. I did want to get the Tsukuyomi ride watch, which I actually eventually did get, but that's um I haven't used it yet and stuff like that because by the time I got it, I had moved everything into the garage for storage and stuff like that, and then some people some movers like and were doing construction on, not movers, some people were doing construction on the house, like during the time when the Cappy Hovel was being refurbished a little bit, and they moved some of the boxes in there and they dropped a lot of the stuff out of the boxes and they broke some of it and stuff. And from what I recall, a lot of my ride watches got lost in that shuffle. They didn't get lost, but they dropped into places that I can't reach them, and the rather dirty places too, and stuff like that, right? So I'm thinking a lot of them got really mangled somehow. Like, at least in my head, I think some of them got mangled. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure though. Like, I haven't been able to go in there and get them all and stuff like that. So that's the unfortunate part. Finally made it to alive. What's up, Yenka? What's up? How you doing? What's going on? No worries, like, you guys, I appreciate when you guys visit and stuff like that, but also you're not obligated. You're not obligated to visit every single time, right? But if you guys can make it, that's cool. That's cool, Um, I've been working on the art for the contest. Yeah, that's right. Like, have you come to a decision on which pose? And like when we were talking about it, I think I honestly don't think that the one that you said looked too plain actually looks that plain. I feel like it's just a situation where it's framed in a way that when too much of the background is showing, then your focus is taken away from the character and stuff like that. So it looks plain, So I think that one is actually okay if you want to continue, with that one, right? See, how is this gonna go? Like that, and then like that. I used the one you helped me with, and I added the rainbow. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I hope things go well with that contest for you, And it's really cool. Sometimes, okay, like, admittedly, there's a lot of opinions about art contests in general, right? Like, a lot of times art contests are, like, some artists have an opinion of them, which I do share that opinion, right? But I feel like art contests are a good way for practicing. Like, if you're, they're a good way to hone your skills in a specific theme and like do something along those lines and stuff like that, because sometimes you need some people expect to like having prompts, I should say, not expect, but having prompts for some people helps a lot, right? Like in terms of drawing and stuff like that. So I think that art contests do serve their purposes. The only time when I feel like art contest is a little much is when a big company like asks um, to do a design contest for members of the community, and they get it's like they're farming ideas from the community for free, and then the winner may or may not get it into what's that thing, right? Like, so those are the only times when I'm a little bit iffy about the contest. Not that I would have the ability to choose whether or not I win or whatever, right? But like sometimes I feel like that about some of the big art contests out there. But I think it's still okay because again, it's just a way for the artist to practice certain things, right? And sometimes it's okay. Sometimes that's okay. I personally don't join too many art contests like that myself. I think I joined like maybe one or two before. Um, and it was less a contest and more of a, hey, draw this prompt, or hey, the community is doing this thing, so like we're like I joined for one streamer, her her um her summer mural where everybody got to draw their own OC as being a part of the community mural and stuff like that. So like I've done them myself. So there's sometimes they're fun. Sometimes they're just fun. Um, I'm sure I finished it though. Oh, you did? Yeah, yeah. That's cool. And like finishing art is the best way to tell yourself how much you've grown over time and stuff like that, because the only way you can actually see your growth is to compare yourself against yourself sometime down the road. So finishing art is very important in that regard, because like you want to be able to pull that artwork out like maybe a year from now and then look at it and compare it to some of the stuff that you did you're doing now and stuff like that, and see like, oh, I did this better than I would have done it back then, or like, oh wow, like I totally do this so much better or differently than what I used to do, how I used to do it. And like having that catalog of artwork to just compare yourself to is invaluable. There are many people who don't understand the value of that comparison tool. Don't compare yourself to the pros. Compare yourself to yourself. And like again, that I believe that to be the best way to actually see your own personal growth as an artist. But yeah, if you finished your artwork and stuff like that, I guess like if you feel like sharing it with us at some point, feel free in the Discord and stuff like that, right? Like that'd be pretty cool. But if you don't feel comfortable with it, it's okay too. No pressure there, but it'll be really neat. It'll be really neat. I came in today thinking I was gonna be able to draw the hands, because I left her arms out, because that's the one thing that I have to stop doing, which is when I come up with an idea for a drawing, I always kind of draw all the way up to the arms, and then I don't sketch out the arms because I'm like, I'll add the arms later. Because if I add the arms later, I'll be able to pose it better. But with such an unfinished sketch in terms of the arms and stuff like that, sometimes it's really hard for me to visualize, okay, what are the arms gonna actually look like and what are they gonna be doing and stuff like that. So for this one, I had her arms on in upwards in a stretching pose, but that was originally before I had settled on which costume that I wanted to draw. And now I'm finally settled on this, the a Kamen Rider style battle gear that she has and stuff like that. Now that I've settled on this artwork, though, it completely changes the pose that I would have done originally. It actually like completely changes that, and I don't want her to do the stretching pose now, because it just like, why would she be doing that when she is fighting bad guys for justice? I'm doing commission right now. Oh yeah, cool. That's pretty awesome. It sounds like you're really busy right now, art-wise, which is really awesome to hear, you know? I do have to, so I have a couple of, speaking of art updates, I have a couple of things that I need to do, this week. Number one is I gotta finish some sketches, because behind the scenes I too have a commission, but I cannot really share it with you guys just yet. Just like the last one that I was doing, until things are finalized and stuff like that, and we figure out like, okay, what's going on with it, when said project is done and it's debuted, then I will be able to share it with you guys. But until then, I gotta work on that behind the scenes, and then I gotta finish. Mooney finished coloring. Well, coloring a large portion of the amazing digital circus fan art that I was working on previously. So I gotta take a look at that, and then I gotta make some modifications on the colors and stuff like that, right? Yeah, like and on top of that, I've got to come up with the sketch for the idea for my next artwork ASAP, because again, I am in con season for myself. I actually confirmed that I will be tabling at an anime convention next month. I've confirmed it. It's will be CarrierCon in Alameda, California and stuff. I was able to get in, and I will be tabling there, and I will be selling prints and stickers and all sorts of stuff. But I need to prepare some more artwork for that. So I've got a really busy schedule this next month, you know. Definitely have to go. Goodbye, Bart. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for dropping by, and I will see you when you can come by. That's okay. Glad to see that you're doing well. So. But yeah, I've got like a really loaded schedule this next month, so I've got to get through a lot of stuff, and it's you know, like a part of it is a little bit overwhelming, but you know, this is kind of also the curse of arting. This is the curse of arting, unfortunately. Hey, let's see. Okay. Okay, and then there's like a broken piece of this up here, so... Hey, just trying to add in the battle damage here, and then, whoops. Okay. Okay. Hey, I think this is where we will end off for today. We actually did quite a bit of blind art today. We got most of the costume in. It's just the shoulder pads and then the scarf and then we have to draw the arms in. So I think by the next time we're here, what I'm gonna do is try to have the arms done. I'm gonna say this and probably not be able to do it, but I'm gonna try to have the arms done. And do I even have time? This weekend's also very busy for me, so I don't know if I'm gonna have that. If I don't, definitely on Tuesday we will finish the arms, and then we can start coloring this one and stuff like that, right? And then, when this one's done, we'll think about what the next artwork is going to be. I was actually thinking of drawing Inanis. She's one of the HoloLive VTubers that I like the best. And she recently had like a Monster Hunter collaboration, and I really liked the costume that they gave her, which wasn't, it's like, I think it was already in the game already. I forgot, but yeah, like it's one of those things that I kind of wanted to do for a while. So you know what, that might be the next one. We'll see. And probably like whoever, like it might be a double, I don't know, because it's Monster Hunter, right? Like, so it will be my way of killing two birds with one stone in terms of fan art and stuff like that. And yeah, like, we're gonna get going. I mean, like, I'm really happy with the way that my progress with this one is turning out so far. I was not 100% sure of where I wanted to go with it originally, but the timing of the fact that she had this new costume review was just like so good for me. So yeah, I think that's it for us tonight. I will be back again on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, there we go. I will see